So basically, right now, what's happening is, obviously, you're playing Jody. She's been sent on a mission in Somalia to take out a warlord called Jamal. Essentially, from this point right now, you're learning to use both Jody's abilities and also the abilities of Aiden to be able to help her get through combative situations in the game. So, in this level, what we're showing right now is the ability to be able to choke people, to be able to use the environment to help you take out other enemies, and also what you just showed there was the ability to be able to take control and possess someone essentially and have them turn on their own basically team. Obviously some of the cutscenes here we have when the game's slowing down, showing you some of the new combat things that we're able to do. So basically you'll use the right stick, and by using the right stick, you can then use it in direction to avoid the attacks that are currently happening. When it slows down, it's giving you that time to basically do a counter and use all the different techniques that Jody has managed to learn. And a lot of this can be done, like I said, just by basically using the X stick when it slows down, so using the right stick when you're slowing down to play the game. So Jody got a little bit of trouble there. So right now you're currently taking control of Aiden, and Aiden's very protective of Jody. So here you'll be able to focus on, there you go, or also be helped by the little kid. So there's different ways that the scenes can be played out. In that instance here, obviously Jody got into a little bit of trouble, so she was able to be helped. But there's also times when Aiden will also protect her as well, because he's very protective and he's pretty powerful as well. Like I said, throughout the game he has a number of different abilities, and basically he has been in touch with Jody ever since she was small. As she grows older, I think it's fair to say that he also evolves as well. You learn to utilize him more, but he's also has a personality. He can get angry, he can be a bit jealous as well, and later in the story it will be revealed as to why and how they are tied together.
Can you tell us about the setting right now? I mean, like whereabouts in the story is this?
So basically Jody right now is working for the CIA, and she's been sent on a mission to Somalia. So this is certainly a little bit later on in her life. I think the game basically starts off and takes place from around the age of when she's about 8 years old. In this instance, it's probably fair to say she's probably about 21, 22 years old, and currently working for the CIA. So this mission that you're currently being sent on, in terms of like the overall story, it's very different sort of environment to some of the other stuff that we'd shown previously. Kind of like we'd showed obviously Hunted, and in that one she's like on the run. This one she is very much more so in charge of the situation. She's been sent in pretty much by herself, and she understands what the mission is and what she has to do, and she believes she's doing it for the right cause and the right reason. Now the game is obviously played out in a sort of non-chronological order, but it still spans very different stages of her life. By pressing the X button here, basically while she's being shot at, Aiden is also able to put a protective shield around Jody and basically protect her from any damage.
So can you talk about how the relationship sort of changes between Jody and Aiden as the game progresses, as she gets older?
Yeah, I mean, I think like with the relationship between Jody and Aiden, I mean, obviously from the time that she was a little girl, she always knew that there was something a little bit different, and she never really fit in so much with a lot of the other children that are around her age, and she kind of goes through a lot of different emotions, just like, you know, like we all do. Like you're kind of growing up from being like a small child, growing up to being an adult, and throughout that journey in her life, Aiden is always there with her. He's always been there from the start. So as she grows, as she learns more, she also is able to kind of build that relationship more. So with Aiden, she's able to communicate with him, but at the same time, no one else can really hear Aiden. But his abilities, what he's able to do, he's able to influence and do different things. Like I said, for the most part, to protect her, but at the same time, like I said, he also can get jealous. He does have emotions, and he's a different type of person. So at this point in Jody's life, as you can see, she's very much in touch with Aiden. She's able to communicate with him, and he's also able to like help her. So right here, you've just seen one of the abilities you have there, where you're able to take control of one of the Somalian soldiers, and obviously help Jody to be able to complete her mission. So at this stage now, you're in control of one of the soldiers, so you might want to try and walk around to the driver's side of the truck, and here you will be able to take out someone in the truck. So at this point, you can enter the vehicle by pushing up on the right stick. Right stick. There you go. Okay, so obviously, yeah. So we've got different levels of interaction. Some of it you'll see like X button or square button prompts on screen. Other times there'll be different type of prompts where basically, as you can see, it'll have like a floating sort of little marker on the screen that indicates that there's something that you need to interact with. So at this point right now, because you've managed to take out the soldiers, you're able to get into the truck and basically try and get to the next part of the mission.
يا للملل، أنا بحاجة إلى بعض الحركة. كن حذرا بما تفعل.
So, Quantic Dreams are probably one of the most talented developers in the world in terms of like making their games look so visually appealing. I think definitely it's down to the fact that they're a very extremely talented team, very technical, and I think that as you're seeing, like at this point in the life cycle of the PlayStation 3, they're able to do something that looks graphically extremely impressive. And what that does is it adds to the feeling that you're getting in the levels. It makes you feel more immersed in the actual environments. The way that they're able to use the motion capture gives you the feeling that these characters are real, especially when you're using a known actor like Ellen Page that's going to be playing the role of Jody in the game. It's really important that not only are her facial mannerisms reflected, because she's such a well-known person, obviously from the movies that she's done, but it's also really important that we're able to get those same her same emotions that she's able to portray as an actress into the game, and that helps to make the character that she plays a lot more believable. So having her move in a certain way, having her walk, her mannerisms, her gestures, when people, because of the technology that and the mocap ability that Quantic Dreams has, when they're doing the mocap for like someone like Ellen, when she's acting, you'll get all those different emotions in her face, from her cheeks, her eyes, her lips, everything is Ellen that you're basically seeing. So you're getting the actress in the game acting it out, and you're able to then portray that, and it adds to the whole realism and the more believable the scenes are and the story is as you progress through the game. So as you're seeing in this situation, because of the fact that she is being trained in different combat as part of her being in the CIA, which you do get to do her training in the game as well. She's able to utilize a lot of these situations, especially with her hand-to-hand combat. She can use her gun, but obviously I think Aiden is probably a little bit more of a help to her than like even guns, because of just the different amount of abilities that he's able to give her and help her out with so many different situations. We're not always just relying on the fact that she has to go and shoot to get through. There's different ways that you can do it, whether it's like, doing stealthily getting through. Sometimes you're able to take more extreme measures by killing people, other times just possessing them. It's just different levels that you have in terms of her abilities with Aiden.
Is there an impact of picking different choices, or is it just, however you decide to play the game?
I'd say there's definitely an impact with the choices that you make. And I think it affects like the story, and it affects how the scene's going to play out, basically. So obviously it's important to give the player the freedom and the choice to be able to play through the game in the way that they would like to, in terms of how they want a scene to play out. And there are definitely different ways that can do, and that also impacts the way that the player's experience of the game will be as they progress through the game as well.
Jamal was around here somewhere. I don't have much time.
So this is Beyond Two Souls, developed by Quantic Dreams, and it will be out in October of this year exclusively for PlayStation 3.